Hello, and welcome to Chemo Talk with your host, myself, Sandra Goldman. I'm Sandy. Everybody calls me that. You can too. And of course, today we are going to have a little bit of chemotherapy. We're going to have a little bit of coffee. Can't find my coffee. Coffee! God, what did I hire you for? Coffee. And of course, we'll talk. Now, first of all, first things first, Happy New Year to all of our Jewish viewers. Now, if you weren't born Jewish, better luck next time. I kid. Welcome one month, welcome all. And of course, the show wouldn't be what it is without America's sweetheart herself, the Queen of the North, the stripper with a heart of gold, my mother.
Hello, everybody. Lovely to see you.
God, she gets one taste of stardom and suddenly she's the freaking Queen of England. God. And how are you doing, Mother?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, you had a good flight?
I did.
Yeah, it wasn't...
Much better for seeing you.
Yeah? Are you a little jet lagged?
Not really.
Alright, that's enough. Back to me. Now, we'll get to my mother. We're going to have a catch-up and a segment with her, I promise. Because she has a lot to talk about. Now, when we filmed our inaugural episode, I realized after the fact, of course, that we had forgotten to tell people why on earth we're doing Chemo Talk. And who does that? Who puts out a program and doesn't actually explain what it's all about? Well, we are going to fix that right now. Do you like my nails? I got them done as special for you. Show guys. Anyway, when I was first diagnosed with cancer, back in July of 2019, one of my biggest concerns was that I, a beautiful, stylish career woman, was going to have to change who I was, and that's someone who loves to make people laugh and loves to tell stories. And I said, Sandra, that is not how I'm going to approach this. I am going to fight fear with funny. And that's what I tried to do. But I had some friends who told me that that approach, approaching cancer with some levity, was not the right way to go. That it was disrespectful, it was disingenuous, and it wasn't being respectful to cancer. And I was like, first of all, who gives that much power to cancer? It's power that's not deserved. But, second of all, who on earth are you to tell me how I should be facing my cancer diagnosis? This is my journey, this is my story, and if I want to get through every day by being funny and by, approaching it with a sense of humor, that is my call. That is what I need to do. So, I went online because I was curious to see how other people deal with cancer. And what I found was that a lot of younger people are ashamed of their cancer diagnosis. In fact, they go into the closet, for lack of a better term, and hide their diagnosis from their friends and their family until it gets too difficult for them to do so. And you know what? I said, if I can fight fear with funny, maybe I can first of all change the way society approaches cancer and talks about cancer treatment, but also encourage others to own their narratives, choose how they want to approach cancer, and use that to be able to get through it. So that's the story, and that's why we're here. We're here not only for a little bit of fun and a little bit of laughter, but also to help encourage those who may not know, what is the appropriate response to their own diagnosis. Whew. Well, that's made me a little verklempt. I think I'm going to need to take a bit of a break. So, was going through the DMs, and a very common question from our tens of viewers out there is, where on earth is Chemo Talk filmed? Is it on a fancy Hollywood set? Is it in front of a live audience? Well, Chemo Talk is actually quite groundbreaking. That is, the entire series is actually filmed right here in Beverly Hills in the Cancer Treatment Center at Tower Oncology and Hematology. So, I'm actually filming this while I am going through chemotherapy. And the reason why were filmed here is because we want to pull back the curtain on what chemotherapy is like, what the experience is like, and hopefully educate people on the insides and outsides? I don't think that's a word. Well, outside's a word, but anyway, on the ins and outs, there you go, I got there eventually, of what one goes through when they're in chemotherapy. So, you can say we're like that TV show about the designer, Liberace. Ma, what was it called?
Liberace?
Well, there was that TV show. What was it? Underneath the Chandelier? No, that's Harvey Weinstein's career. Behind the Candelabra. We are like Behind the Candelabra,
That's the show.
but with less gay sex. We're saving that kind of content for Chemo Talk After Dark. Are you looking to take a ride on the wild side? Do you like your lovers passed out from exhaustion and puking in a bucket? Well, it's a little rapey, but you've come to the right place. Our Chemo Talk After Dark will connect you with sexy, sensuous singles who are also really, really sweaty. I mean, I'm schwitzing here. And they'll help you heat up the night. Chemo Talk After Dark. Call 1-900-CHEMO-TALK. Only $5 a minute. Sexy patients are standing by. Alright, now the moment you've all been waiting for. As I said, she's America's new sweetheart. She is the stripper with a heart of gold. Please give a very warm Chemo Talk welcome to my mother.
Hi there, everybody. Lovely
my
to
God.
be here.
She gets one taste of fame and she's unbearable. I mean, how are you
Thank
doing?
you.
Thank you so much for coming and being with me again.
All the better for being here to see you.
I don't know why she's doing this. Like, I told her to just be
My son,
herself.
I love you.
Anyway, so let's talk a little politics. Of course, we know north of the border up in Canada, we have the PR Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, going up against our version of Donald Trump, and I will not name his name because he's just a horrible person with the Conservatives. But of course, it's peaches are not in season right now, Mom. But that's all anybody's talking about is impeachment. Wasn't that clever? You see what
Very
I did there?
clever. Mine son
I,
was so clever.
I don't know why I haven't been
So-
picked up by NBC yet.
Shortly.
Anyway, so of course, Adolf Twitler, or as I call him, the baby-handed dildo, or baby finger butt plug. Oh, that's a better one. I like that one. The baby finger butt plug. He has been caught orange-handed, of course, trying to get foreign leaders to help him discredit members of other parties, as well as just really help his own political career move forward. I think we need to get that orange harbinger of doom out of the White House.
Maybe
But-
on Halloween.
But, on the other hand, we don't want, the vice antichrist, Pence, to be getting into the government. So what do you think, Mama?
I think they should get rid of him quick, and they should have got rid of him long ago.
I know, but it's not that easy down here.
I don't understand.
In Canada, if you vote against your the Prime Minister and you're in the Prime Minister's party, then it's out. They dissolve Parliament and there's another election. But down here, it's very different. There isn't really that balance of power. Listen to us talking all like we know what we're talking about.
Of course
But,
we do.
but I think really, he's really brought down the dignity of the office of the president. It's awful. I read a very funny tweet today where somebody said, it's really great that we don't have a female president because she would react emotionally to everything that, every little thing that someone
Maybe
said
not.
about well, no, that was the joke.
Remember Margaret Trudeau?
That was the joke.
Uh-huh.
Yes, the joke was that, the current president, was acting like, he just blows up and acts emotional, but you're getting old.
No,
You're-
I'm not old.
the old whore is rusty.
Never. She
Oh,
could
so
you
you're-
for being so
So
disrespectful.
you're an old whore.
Disrespectful to your mother.
I can't deal with her. I can't deal with her. Now, originally, we were going to have a couple of the nurses from Terra Oncology come on and talk with us. Unfortunately, it's very, very busy on the floor today, so we're going to save that for a future episode. But I did want to share with you a little bit about what goes into the day for a chemotherapy patient. This becomes my day for a good 4 or 5 hours. This is the chemotherapy machine. I don't know if you can hear it, but there is clicking in the background, and that is actually the cadence of the chemotherapy medications going into my body. And then up here, of course, we have all the chemotherapy medications. Now, these are administered by the wonderful nursing staff here, and of course they wear protection because it's very dangerous for someone who is not going through chemotherapy to get any of the medication on them. It's very powerful stuff. What happens in the end, as you approach the end of your chemotherapy treatment, they come in, they flush out your system, and then you're on your way. You go home and you recover. But it is a long day. You bring food, you bring materials to read, films. I personally watch porn. Glad He Ate Her is one of my favorites. And you know, it's just another experience. It's another day. That's a little bit about what a chemotherapy treatment looks, at least for me. But it is very reflective of what a lot of other people go through. All right. Well, we are coming to the end of my chemotherapy treatment, so you know what that means. I want to thank you so much for joining me, Sandra Goldman, for another episode of Chemo Talk. It has been a pleasure to be with you. Of course, I want to thank my mother, the Queen of the North herself, Stripper with a Heart of Gold. I mean, there's so many nicknames for her at this point. Her new autobiography, Polish Jew, or the life lessons I learned as a Jewish stripper and getting off crack, is coming out soon. You can find it at any bookstore that's going out of business. Of course, as always, I want to thank the fabulous nurses here at Terra Oncology and Hematology. We are going to get them on this show at some point, but of course they have many patients that they have to deal with. And of course, I want to thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, we can only inspire others to embrace their journeys and choose how they deal with chemotherapy and cancer by sharing the stories of others with them. So please, watch my videos, like them, share them across your social feeds. Because only together we can, really help others who don't really know how to approach cancer and their diagnosis. Thank you for joining us. We had some chemo, we had some coffee, and we talked. Bye. What did we learn today? Sandra Goldman does not do blonde, and she does not do long.